Mirsad Ramik refused to recite the oath of allegiance to the United States. Is that right?
That is what I've heard, yes.
And instead, Ramik recited an Islamic oath and cursed non-believers. Is that right?
That is what has been testified to today, yes.
And yet the Obama administration gave him citizenship nonetheless.
Obama gave him citizenship, but he refused to even take the oath.
Let's start with this. Citizenship through naturalization is not automatic. Is that right?
Absolutely not.
In fact, 8 U.S.C. Section 1427 lays out specific requirements before becoming a naturalized citizen. Is that right?
Absolutely. And they are ancient from this country's standpoint.
Most importantly, every applicant must, 1, be a person of good moral character, 2, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and 3, well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
If an applicant fails to satisfy any one of these requirements, the government must deny the application. Is that right?
That is what the law says.
Oh.
And that process includes reviewing criminal history and background, correct?
That is the process. It is not always followed.
And it also includes a naturalization interview, a citizenship test, and an oath of allegiance. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
But under both the Obama and Biden administration, the government stopped properly vetting applicants for naturalization. Do you agree with that?
Vetting is, yes, I do agree with that, and it continues to be a growing problem just in the raw number in the case pipeline.
Okay.
Is it also correct that during the Obama administration, it was discovered that the government had failed to upload the fingerprints of at least 148,000 immigrants, many from countries with ties to terrorism?
Yes, that's correct.
And as a result, at least 858 individuals who were ordered removed under one identity were instead granted U.S. citizenship under another identity. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And after more than 12 million illegal aliens have crossed in our border illegally under the Biden administration, would you agree that the problem has only gotten worse?
Absolutely. That's my reference to the very loaded pipeline. Yes.
And tragically, this is not a hypothetical. Just 3 months ago, in Austin, Texas, a naturalized citizen from Senegal murdered 3 and injured 15. Mr. Fishman, the Austin shooter entered the United States on a tourist visa, not an immigrant visa. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
And the Austin shooter committed multiple crimes and was arrested multiple times before he received a green card and before he was naturalized. Is that right?
Yes.
And this happened in Texas?
But the Obama administration made him a citizen nonetheless, despite his crimes, despite his arrests.
Yes.
3 people were murdered, 15 more were injured, and the shooter was found wearing a sweatshirt emblazoned with property of Allah. The Obama administration's failure to vet naturalization applicants cost Americans their lives. Those failures ripple forward in time. Obama's errors are surfacing today. Biden's errors, tragically, predictably, will surface tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's why denaturalization cases are not token, they're urgent.
They're mandatory, guys. Yeah.
Mr. Cuccinelli, is it correct that we still don't know the number of people like the Austin shooter who were wrongfully naturalized despite documented criminal records?
Oh, absolutely. And we will never know it.
And
it's already slipped through our fingers.
Unfortunately, it gets worse. Let's turn to the requirement that applicants must support the Constitution and embrace our country's basic values. Mr. Fishman, during the Biden administration, would you agree that the civics test was so easy that it failed to screen applicants?
To any appropriate degree, yes.
Among 100 publicly available questions, applicants were asked only 10 questions and only needed 6 correct to pass. Is that right?
Yes.
That's 60% score to become a U.S. citizen. Anywhere else, 60% is a failing grade. That is an
Absolutely,
F,
it is.
except under Joe Biden if you want to become an American citizen.
Guys.
And whereas in the past, answers needed to be given verbally in English, the Biden administration went a step further and gave multiple choice questions on an electronic tablet. Is that right?
Yes.
You didn't even need to speak English in order to pass the test.
Okay.
A
Yeah, guys, this is terrible, bro. Like, imagine how many people that are in the United States of America, like right now, at this specific time, that have some like super nefarious purpose, or they have like a crazily nefarious past here. And now we're getting information that between Biden and Obama, they just were like, you know what? Hold on, we cannot under any circumstance tell these individuals to go back to their countries, guys. Right? We can't tell them to do that. Let's just pay for them, hide them within sanctuary cities, right? Make it so that if they do anything, they get $1 bail, and or if they commit any type of crime, we're just going to go ahead and bypass that, because we can't under any circumstance, even though they're here in our country as a guest for the most part here, committing crimes, they still deserve to be here. Guys, this is counterproductive, but we'll talk later.
process this deliberately lenient doesn't screen for citizens. It is a rubber stamp to get voters that I believe Joe Biden wanted to vote Democrat.
Well, of course, and that goes back to the Clinton administration, where there was a concerted effort to get as many people naturalized as possible, because they were promised by advocacy groups they'd all vote in the '96 election for the president and vice president.
Even the oath of allegiance was effectively abandoned. Mr. Fishman, are you familiar with Mirsad Ramik?
I've unfortunately learned much about him today.
At his naturalization ceremony, Mirsad Ramik refused to recite the oath of allegiance to the United States. Is that right?
That is what I've heard, yes.
And instead, Ramik recited an Islamic oath and cursed nonbelievers. Is that right?
That is what has been testified to today, yes.
And yet the Obama administration gave him citizenship nonetheless.
No, guys.
That is apparently, yes, the case.
Bro, under any circumstance, these individuals cannot take office again. Okay, I'm sorry here. All right, if this is what they're doing to the United States of America, for the most part behind our backs, because I'm not sure this was all over the news here, guys. All right, I've never heard this story here. This is my first time encountering this here. And if you are someone who has come to this country, you refuse to go back to your country. Understand this here. You come to this country and then say, you know what, hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and maintain every single thing that I love and hold dear to my heart, specifically that has come from the country that I literally ran from, guys. Counterproductive, bros.
And 1 year later, he became an ISIS fighter in the Middle East. Is that right?
That is what I've learned today, yes.
Wow.
Look, a basic question anyone should ask, what in the hell are they doing?
I think there should be an investigation of those who were there when he did that. That was clearly, even under current law, entirely inappropriate and unlawful.
Mr. Cuccinelli, a joint DOJ and DHS report in 2018 found that at least 148 individuals convicted of terrorism had become naturalized U.S. citizens. Is that right?
Yeah, that's my recollection.
148 people who passed the test, who were deemed to have satisfied the oath, who were handed the certificate. The naturalization process did not catch up to them. It gave them the veneer of citizenship. And we only know these names because the Trump administration officials went looking. 148 is the floor, not the ceiling.
Absolutely.
The tip of the iceberg.
Right, right.
The pattern is consistent. Among recent denaturalization cases brought by the Trump DOJ, one individual.
Oh, guys. Oh, come on, bros. Dudes.
Another swore allegiance to Al-Qaeda. Yet another joined Al-Shabaab. And one even secretly served as a Cuban intelligence agent.
Right.
Professor Spiro, do you believe we should be granting citizenship to individuals convicted of sexual abuses?
No, absolutely
Of course
not,
not.
guys.
If the offense predated naturalization, one thing I will say is you've got 4 examples here, and the number of individuals who are naturalized is about 800,000 a year.
Okay.
So that's, whenever you take a population of 800,000 individuals, you're going to get a couple of bad apples.
All right, let's
This is
talk
valid.
about those
This
bad
is a
apples.
valid
Do you
point.
believe we should be granting citizenship to someone who swears allegiance to Al-Qaeda?
Of course not if they did so before they were naturalized.
All right, let's take Mr. Ramik. Do you believe that the Biden administration was right to grant citizenship? Actually, the Obama administration. I don't want to misstate it. Do you believe the Obama administration
Bro, same thing.
was right to grant citizenship when Mr. Ramik refused to cite the oath of allegiance and instead recited an Islamic oath and cursed nonbelievers? Was that decision right?
No, because he failed to satisfy the requirements for naturalization at the time of naturalization.
Mr. Cuccinelli, none of these individuals were entitled to American citizenship.
Not at all.
No.
No.
Every American in this room, if you're an American, has a claim to citizenship, whether through their parents' sacrifice or through their own solemn oath to uphold our Constitution and way of life. Denaturalization does not undo real citizenship. It exposes fraud, it fixes the record, and it corrects citizenship that was never lawfully granted.
So when it comes down to the idea of like denaturalizing someone, it's always been like a super intriguing thing to me personally. The process of denaturalization generally leaves people stateless. Stateless people can't go anywhere. But if you are a criminal and you broke into our country here, I don't care if you came here under the guise of like economic migrancy. I don't care if you came here under the guise of a tourist visa, then converted your tourist visa into a different kind of variant of it here. I don't care, guys. All right. Listen, if you have come here to this country and you're trying to become one of us, if that makes any sense here, guys, right? I'm not sure you should be able to be here with a lengthy criminal record and some of the charges that were basically, there. Also, if you are coming from a place specifically that is known to be anti-us, okay, I'm not even sure that it's crazy to say. I think the moderate position, at least right now, should be if you have come from a super crazy place, okay, that in fact hates every single thing about our way of life, our existence, etc., right? I think we should look into you just a little bit more, just in case here. Don't get me wrong here. You could be one of the good guys. And just a final point here. 800,000 individuals and then us finding basically, multiple people, but in a small sample size here. That doesn't really prove the rule. That just proves that there's an exception kind of within that rule. But I do know in order for to be more politically expedient, let's say this year, you need to definitely point out the absolute wildness that is kind of trapped within that gigantic number of 800,000. And that's what we're seeing today here, guys. Understand this. I'm not sure that we should be lowering our standards for anything. And just to be completely open here, I hated the idea of lowering strength standards, okay, for the military or police. I don't think that strength standards should be lowered under any circumstance, because what does that make us? That makes us a more progressive place. Great, amazing, sure. But it makes us weaker. Right. I don't like the idea of lowering standards just because some people can't make it, bro. That doesn't make much sense to me personally. Right. And so when it comes down to something as grand, okay, as what we all hold dear here, as American citizenship, why are we lowering that? Counterproductive, my guys. OK, sorry. I don't want to be so passionate here, but I love my country. All right. And I don't think that we should be weakening it for the sole purpose of making people feel comfortable, bro. All right. My opinion. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.